Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be. This update will help you through the fourth and fifth module. It's going to repeat a little bit of the information from the earlier video, but it's also going to give you some steps that you can take to find a topic and to find appropriate resources for your final essay. Let's just jump straight into that. Again, as I mentioned in the prior video that I did, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, something like that. Concentrate on your final essay in the course. This is worth a total of 30% of your full grade. It functions basically as a final exam in the course. Think about what you want to argue, because you must have an argument-based topic of your choice, but it must be based on facts. You cannot base it on something like, I like this TV show better than that TV show. It must be something that's based on facts, and it must be something that is pulled from a database that I will show you in just a second. It's just a really good way to, again, be able to find a topic that would be appropriate. So concentrate on this. Think about what rhetorical modes are associated with your final topic. Think about that, because it's going to guide your argument. Just as a quick example, if you were going to argue about abortion, that would be based on definition. What is the definition of life? What is the definition of women's rights? How are those definitions in conflict with each other? We can use compare and contrast to hold those against each other, and then we can make a decision. By the way, since I'm on that topic, make sure that you do not use logical fallacies in your writing. One of the worst mistakes I see people make is that they'll do things like name calling. If you can't help but to call the opposition some kind of name that would be inappropriate, you don't need to write about that topic. You need to pick a different topic. You need to call them what they call themselves, not what you think they are. So that's a good, broad, general piece of advice there. If you were going to do gun control, though, we might concentrate on effect. We would also want to concentrate on definition. What is the definition of a gun? I know that might seem like, well, okay, it's very evident, but it's actually not. Does a rocket launcher count as a gun? Does a tank count as a gun? Because if we're talking about gun rights, we need to define the parameters. We might have some classification division in there as well. If we were going to talk about something like gay rights, what is the definition of marriage? What is the effect of allowing gay people to get married? Again, think in terms of the rhetorical modes, because they're going to help to frame how you're going to do your response. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of information there. The template, as of the making of this video, I have updated the template to give you a little bit more information. One of the other instructors on campus supplied a couple extra pieces of advice here. I think those are great. So I updated this template, and you should be able to see that information there to help guide you through it. You will download that template. If you have any trouble downloading that template, please let me know. By the way, just in case you didn't know, again, you have access to the Microsoft Office Suite. If you click on Help over here on the left side, there is right there, how do I get and install Office 365? That's free for you as a student, so take advantage of that and download it to your system, your PC. Abstract and annotated bibliographies. I had briefly mentioned this before, but again, the abstract is going to be a summary of your forthcoming topic. I'm going to read through this summary and say, yes, you're on the right track, or no, this is not an appropriate response, or something like that. And then you need 3 pieces of research. 2 of them must be trustworthy. 1 of them must be scholarly and peer-reviewed. That's what this video is about. Let's go find some scholarly resources. First, we want to go to, if I can get there, the main web page for the college. Now, when you're on the main web page for the college, hover over Current Students, go to Library. This is going to carry you to the main web page. You want to scroll down. You can, by the way, you can click on resources at the top and go to the A to Z database list. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Whoops, clicked on that by accident. I'm going to come to that in just a second and show you some other things, but scroll down here to this box. Now, you can see that when I click on the box that it pops up some things that I've done research on recently with the Zoom sessions. Let's just go to police brutality. Why not? It's right there. So we'll click on that and we will type it into the box and hit enter. That's going to carry us into the database. Now, when we're in the database, over here on the left side, we want to sort by scholarly peer-reviewed. We're going to just double duty here, peer review. Then we want to make sure that we sort it to maybe something like the last 10 years would be a really good range. Everything you say should be scholarly and peer-reviewed. You still need to review it to make sure that it is. Use the information that's inside the module. There's some really great resources in there that give you the characteristics of a scholarly peer-reviewed source. But let's just kind of click on one of these and see where we can get. Yeah, okay, this seems like a good general one. I haven't clicked on this, or I haven't searched this in a while. They've switched up some of the things here. Okay, this appears in the Journal of Social History. That is a journal dedicated to a specific topic. It has volume numbers and things like that. So this is not the kind of thing you're going to find in the supermarket checkout line. Even if you went to the large bookstore at Concord Mills, Books A Million, you're just not going to find that because it is a scholarly peer-reviewed source. It's written by scholars for scholars. This is all of us are unapprehended felons, gay liberation, the Black Panther Party, and intercommunal efforts against police brutality in the Bay Area. That is very specific, and I would be willing to wager that nobody within, let's say, a 7-county radius is going to be talking about this, possibly across the entire state. Is going to be talking about this over the dinner table at dinner. Or very few people across the entire state are going to be doing that. There are some people, I imagine, who are specialists in this subject area. And that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for something that's very specific, that's written by scholars, for scholars, in an academic journal. You can see as we scroll down through here, there are no advertisements, there are no pop-ups, there are no, hey, take a vacation, or, take a cruise, or, hey, you just won $1 million, or there, buy Coca-Cola over on the left or the right margins. This is a very long article. It's got footnotes down at the very, very bottom, unless the footnotes are serving that function. Sometimes they do. Yeah, I think that they are in this particular case. Down at the very bottom, you're either going to find something like footnotes or a works cited or a references page. Again, you don't find things like that even in something as well respected as, say, Time Magazine, right? They just don't have works cited pages on those items. This is a scholarly peer-reviewed source. If you were going to write about police brutality, this might be a source that you could use for your particular topic. Okay, why are scholarly peer-reviewed sources so important? It's because these are the best of the best sources. They are, again, written by scholars, for scholars, and consumed by scholars. This means that they go through a rigorous process where they are reviewed before they are handed off to the press. If you buy Time Magazine might do something like, we reviewed this article, it seems okay, we're going to go ahead and publish it. And there might be a turnaround of maybe a couple days or a week. Scholarly peer-reviewed sources are published after months and months and months of review and going back and forth. And sometimes, by the way, it takes so long to publish them that they just don't end up publishing them because new data has emerged in the meantime and they don't need that article any longer. It is not, again, unusual for somebody to submit a paper to these journals and to not hear back from them for 4, 5, 6 months. Okay, so these are, again, the best of the best. They are well respected. They are well received. They are people who know what they're doing, writing about what they know what they're doing, being reviewed by people who know about that subject as well. That's why they're so important. And that's why we need you to learn at this point. That's why I need you as the instructor, for you to learn at this point what they are, because you're going to use them throughout English 112. And as you go forward in your academic career and you go on to your university, they're just going to expect you to use these types of resources. They're not even going to tell you. They're just going to assume that you know because you came through a class like this. And somebody like me told you, which is what I'm doing right now, that you need to use these kinds of resources. So you will be using them in the future. Okay, let's go back over here to the library page. I'm just going to back up. Okay, we're back on that library page here. I'm not going to click there. Instead, I'm going to show you a way that you can find a topic. So let's click on resources. Let's go to A to Z database list. This is, by the way, a organized way to approach all the databases. I just, went straight into a database there, but you can come in here if you want to, research nursing or something like that. There are databases dedicated to that, but I'm going to jump down here to S. I clicked on S and it just carried me straight down. I'm going to click on that right there. I've heard it pronounced both ways, Sears or Sirs. I usually say Sirs. Sirs Issues Researcher. When I click on this, what it does is it pops up, open this page. In a minute. Okay, there we go. So it pops open this page. And this page has a lot of things on it that are open to debate. Now, it has a couple topics up at the top, but if I click on all leading issues down here in the bottom right corner, it pulls up a really big list. And I can click on anything on this list and it will give me two main viewpoints. Now, those are not the only two viewpoints. There are other viewpoints possible, but it gives you two opposite sides so you can kind of get a sense of how people debate this topic. So if I click on marijuana legislation, there's viewpoint 1. Here's, a position. Viewpoint 2, here's a position. In addition, underneath, you can click on these resources, and these might be trustworthy resources that you can use for your essay. You need to evaluate them. What is this publication? University Wire. Is it well respected? Is it trusted? Who is this person that wrote it? Right? When did it come out? It came out just this year, so it's recent. Is this information trustworthy, or are they trying to appeal to your emotions? Or are they trying to rile you up? Right? So you need two trustworthy sources. In addition to the scholarly peer-reviewed source, this is a really great way to start that conversation. And to start looking for those resources and to find a topic. This should be what you need to get you started. If you are confused, if you need help, I'm here. I want to help you. There are Zoom sessions. Again, please don't forget about the Zoom sessions because you can earn extra credit for them as well. I haven't seen very many of you in there. Those who have attended have already received your extra credit. So you have tons of resources here available to you. I'm making this video because I want to walk you through what you need to be successful in the 4th and 5th module. This should get you started on 4.1, 4.2, and the final module as well. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will send another update next week. See you.